Filled with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live. Here we are. Let's start from the top. We got 9 in the chat right now. We got Isla Mayborn. Big Pharmacy can run his big mouth all he wants. AJ won't do a business. AJ won't do business with him. I don't know. Who knows? Jose Antonio Delgado. Let's go. United. That's all Eddie Hearn needs now is to sign AJ up to fight old Juicehead Miller. Never mind AJ, big PR fail for Eddie Hearn. Can you imagine Simon Jordan tomorrow? Yep. I can only imagine Simon Jordan. Scance rants. I am the resistance. Okay. Was it Tom Reese? No, not Tom Reese. Fuck. I know his real name, Michael Bean. John Reese, isn't it? Ain't it John Reese from Terminator? Daniel Mickelson. A warm salute to Kurt and everyone in the chat. Counterpunch to you. Scance rants. I can think of a few other things to call you. Dion W coming in with that $20 dub. Welcome to Counterpunch Boxing News, ladies and gentlemen. Left hook that like button on your way in. Now let's bring out our host, Kurt DeVille. Appreciate the love, brother. You didn't have to, but you did. Counterpunch to you. And man, I want to talk about Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller is resurfaced. He's back on the scene. And he has no loss for words. He calls out Anthony Joshua again. And he states that that's, always somebody he wanted to face. We know that back in 2019, he was the chosen opponent for Anthony Joshua to come to the States. He was attempting to do a British invasion with Jarrell Miller. But let's start back before that. You guys know that Jarrell Miller, honestly, he pretty much talked himself into this particular situation. He got himself to a level where he was able to provoke Joshua enough to sign a 6 or 7 million deal with AJ. Like the zone was going to give him about 5, and he was going to get about 7 million. Basically the deal Andy Ruiz got, but before Andy Ruiz jumped on the scene, there was the buildup between Anthony Joshua, Jarrell Miller, and it was entertaining to say the least. Very, very, very entertaining. And I look at that possible fight as a fight that turned from tune-up, American introduction into a blowout, an emotional cuss fest. AJ was no longer smiling because you got a young Brooklynite by the name of Jarrell Miller was ready to do any and everything to disrupt the mindset of AJ. And you know something? That shit worked. Aries Love, AJ should run it back at Madison Square Garden against Miller. Believe it or not, Wilder nor Fury won't fight AJ anytime soon. Aries Love, counterpunch to you. I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. I think Tyson Fury's ego got the best of him. That's why that fight didn't happen. And I think Wilder wants that fight more than anything because he knows that fight between him and AJ has to happen now, because if it doesn't happen now, it probably won't happen. And when I mean now, I mean next year. I mean the next wave of possibilities, because Wilder, he could possibly fight Ruiz, but everybody knows Ruiz is not his first choice. So there you go. Mr. Box, if AJ is going to have few warm-up fights, then they may as well be interesting. And one thing about this fight, it will be interesting. Mr. Box, it will be interesting. It has its own build-up. These guys were signed to fight at one point of time. And yes, it's about the drugs. And yes, we seen Jarrell Miller, kind of crash and burn. He tried to still keep himself relevant, like a lot of fighters do that get popped. Like, I'm innocent. Don't believe everything you hear. I'm not going to do this. I didn't do that. And then, finally he broke. You know what I mean? He's I made a bad call. I'm dying inside. That type shit. So AJ, went to Adam Kalnaki. He went to Luis Ortiz. He went to Dillian Whyte. He went to Michael Hunter. Wasn't really talked about, but he was mentioned, And finally, here comes Andy Ruiz, a guy that Eddie Hearn cherry picked. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's seen that Andy has some skill, but I think he looked at Andy and he looked how fat ass Andy was and how blubbery and out of shape and how unalarming and unharmful Andy appeared, and he picked that damn fight with Andy Ruiz. you know, the Burger King KO AJ 10-1. The Burger King KO AJ. So Chris Serrano, the Burger King, that's Jarrell Miller. I don't think Miller is big enough name. Well, I mean, shit. He's still undefeated and he's back on the scene. I mean, it's easy to be marketed. Unfinished business. That's exactly what you call it. Unfinished business. The Reckoning. Skrilla 50 in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. The only thing Miller is killing is drugs and food. Well, we've heard Miller say things recently about, well, when there is a challenge for AJ, he crumbles. You know what I mean? But then who's to say he's that challenge? We don't know if he's that challenge or not. I mean, let's be real. We don't know if Jarrell Miller would have been a challenge for Anthony Joshua. We don't know that. We don't, because Jarrell Miller was a guy that had to depend on drugs in the system. A year off for AJ could be the end because of the amount of money he already has. He may get complacent and say, fuck it. He may get that way. I mean, he just has too much money. Then you start looking at life a lot differently, especially when you stop doing something that you once upon a time was passionate about. You can lose your passion for a lot of shit. Just stop doing it. Sometimes things eat at you. Sometimes they don't. But a lot of things eat at certain individuals, especially in the fight game, is because they're broke. And they know, like, dude, I'm broke as hell. Dude, I remember 5 years ago, I was staying over here in this side of town. Now I don't even have money to damn near pay my rent on this side of the town. I think that passion or that drive comes from the fact that you're being broke. Fight of the century. I'm juiced to hear it. Hope it pops. Conor Ben co-feature. Triple AR. And I think Conor Ben was a bright, shining reminder of a lot of fighters, other than the fighters that people love to throw under the bus, get caught cheating. Takes drugs. Takes drugs. So, Conor Ben, we all know what he was on. Chemical warfare, juice versus big pharma. Damn. Skrilla 50. Miller would get dog walked by Oscar Rivas. Miller versus Oscar Rivas. Miller's a lot bigger, but then Oscar Rivas, I think that dude is a big, he's tough. And a lot of people swerved him. You know, Tyson Fury swerved Oscar. He didn't want to fight him. He was like, fuck all that noise. I don't want to take on Oscar Rivas. I do not want to take him on. He's got a bit. He got to be rusty, right? Well, he's had a couple fights, but the opposition really wasn't up to par. To be honest with you, it wasn't up to par. I think what he should realize is that taking on Jarrell Miller should be a reckoning. It should be something that happens. Oscar Rivas is built like Mike Tyson's son. Yeah, the motherfucker's cut up, bro. I mean, he's cut up. I mean, they ain't nothing like, dude, you know, he's tough. If Mike could get a hold of him, I think he could do wonders for him. Now the question, will he? You know, that's the question. Will he get that opportunity? Can you imagine, Mike? Listen, Oscar, I see a lot of qualities in you, and I want to train you. I want to show you. I want to pull the out of you. Is he the Bridgerweight champ? I don't know what the hell he is, Michael Manning. I don't know what he is. Popped and popping, super juiced baby. If AJ wants to redeem himself, he needs to fight Joyce or Wilder. No warm-ups or easy fights. Well, I mean, he ain't been doing it, right? Right? Except for the one that went bad. Everybody know that shit. I'm from the UK, but I feel sorry for Miller. I hope he gets his shot and beats AJ. Sorry, I love an underdog. Well, that's exactly what he'll be, an underdog. That's exactly what he'll be. That sounded more like Andy Ruiz with a lisp than Mike Tyson. How's it go? Oscar Rivas, he's tough. I think he's a good fighter. He beat me. Do you want to fight him? No. Kurt, do you think that the WBC Bridgerweight division will get closed down? Adari, I hope so. I hope they shut that shit down. The WBC convention going down, we'll find out what he is this week and if he is kicked, if he's kicked in his fees. I'm like, fuck them fees, man. I wouldn't do it. WBC convention going down. Okay, I love to see this fat roid head get put in his place by AJ. I can guarantee AJ will take his lips clean off. Well, one thing we got to keep in account, like, there are better fights than this. Okay, I don't want you to be like, I'm not trying to market Jarrell Miller versus AJ. I'm just trying to give you another perspective because, see, if AJ doesn't fight Wilder or they can't come to an agreement, Jarrell Miller is always that guy that I feel that AJ should have a reckoning with. I mean, seriously. Suleiman is creating belts for everything. Yeah, he'll have a belt for everything. That's what he does. Creates belts and shit. Wilder versus Ruiz would be the best fight since Fury versus Wilder 3. Nah. Wilder versus Joshua would be, Daniel. Not Wilder versus Ruiz. Miller is blown up is a blown up security guard. B, no credit for fighting him for anybody professional. Well, he's never been beat. And if I'm Andy, I would be trying. I mean, Anthony, I would be trying to take his ass out. Wilder would KO Ruiz inside of 6 rounds. Kurt, who wins? Oscar Rivas versus Frank Sanchez. Um, I don't know. See, if that fight happens now, Oscar has a good chance of beating uh, Frank. I mean, it would be a good fight, but you know, the only problem would be if Oscar would spend too much time trying to chase, or you know, you never follow or punch her around. You're gonna get hit. And Frank is explosive, so he has explosive hand speed. And I know, like with Oscar, kind of steps back and kind of plots a lot. You know, it's a good way to get his ass nailed. You know, because that's kind of like Efe Ajagba thought he could get him out of there with 1 or 2 shots. I don't think Miller is great, but how do you beat him? You knock him out, pterodactyl. You knock his ass out. That's what you do. I don't think Miller won't fight AJ. Eddie Hearn won't allow Miller to wreck another boxing event with failing tests. Eddie is anti-drug. Well, he should ask that shit about. He should say something about Conor Benn, shouldn't he? I mean, shouldn't he? Let's just be real. I mean, his fighter did it. Miller, okay. Efe Ajagba should fight Triple D. That would be a good fight. That would be a very good fight. And if I had to put my money on anybody, it would be on Efe Ajagba. And Eddie is anti-drugs. You tell him, Scance Rants. Shit, you just had a fighter that got popped, and then you didn't tell anybody anything. Much shit as he talk. You okay, Kurt? Top man, Liverpool, UK. Here's AJ's a bum. Hearn put Whyte in the ring glowing against Rivas. Yeah. It's a fucking stitch up. Never trust anything that comes out of Eddie Worm's mouth. Bass O Man. Salute my man Counterpunch Boxing, the most humble boxing analyst. Well, I don't really like to brag on a lot of things. I just give my opinion. You know, Eddie certainly showed his true colors these last couple months. Well, he's just trying to protect his fighters that signed to him. And, you know, they missed a lot of money on that damn fight. Liverpool looks like John Henry is selling the Reds, or trying to. Adari, Kurt, who wins? Joe Joyce versus Samuel Peter. I don't know, because Samuel Peter's a hard-hitting guy, man. Bivol versus Joshua at cruiserweight? No fucking way. I hope it gets pear-shaped. Am an Everton fan. Okay. I think Dillian Whyte is suffering from neurological issues. He never completely recovered from the Povetkin KO. Him Theoni boxing. That could be it. He sees his fighters like racehorses. Counterpunch Boxing, Kurt, and salute to the chat. The Outlaw Pugilist. Counterpunch to you, brother. Joshua would never make cruiserweight. No. I'm 18 stone. I'm not a 12-round fighter. I'm 18 stones. I'm fucking big. I'm 18 stone. That shit's hilarious. I gotta get my kachapa. Yeah, this is this Alex Ariza shit right here. You guys want to know what Alex Ariza was putting in Manny Pacquiao's shakes? Remember, he was taking his special shakes, and you know Freddie Roach is, I don't like him doing that shit. Kurt talking about fight, sign me up. I heard that. Mike Manning, you watch this. Sib Fishing. Wilder also juices, be honest, Wilder fans. That's not been proven. See, here's the thing. We got enough people that has been popped dirty for us to try to reach for others. Let's focus on the motherfuckers that were unfortunate enough to fail these drug tests. Or to test positive for these drug tests. Yeah, don't know about the Marciano thing. Marciano wasn't a combination puncher. He was more like one big shot after another until the final bell to me. Yeah. AJ is 18 stones but hits the canvas like a brick. Wilder versus Joyce. Big counterpunch. You are killing me here. Godfrey. I'm 18 stones. Not a 12-round fighter. Hey, Anthony, man, won't you lose some weight? No. Who you talking to? Arizism. Kurt, my brother. Enough love, man. Hope as well. Arizism in the building. Counterpunch to you. Joyce wins against Wilder. Gang number 1 says. Okay. Wilder is as juiced as AJ is. Again, there's no proof. Jerry Okiki. AJ will go nowhere near Miller. He doesn't fight people who he thinks are a great threat to him. He only fought Usyk as he thought Usyk would be an easy fight for him. He never knew he will get stopped. Well, I mean, he didn't get stopped. He just been outpunched and outgunned and outboxed. Peace out to the Counterpunch Boxing family. Mark Purdy, counterpunch to you. Kurt, you should do a heavyweight prospect watch. AJ is the prime example of when too much muscle is a hindrance on flexibility and stamina in particular. Hey, amen to that, bro. As many businessmen is now a distraction, boxing is a dangerous sport and needs to make it his number one or retire respectfully. Wilder fans don't need proof. They believe in egg weights. But you better have proof that he was cheating. AJ released tacky sparring vids versus Joyce. They have a score to settle. Well, that's true. You know Joyce wants to get him. I want to beat him up. I'm gonna crash his. He's like a thin house. Skrilla 50. The only threat that Jarrell Miller poses is the threat to shut down a nuclear power plant. Usyk is special though. Never seen a fighter like him. He has more stamina, work rate than any boxer I've ever seen. I wouldn't say that. On a heavyweight division, yeah, but he's just incredibly in good shape. Glass cannon. That's what it is. A glass cannon. AJ's like a glass cannon. I'll knock him out. I'll knock him spark out now. Joe Joyce is truly a juggernaut. Yeah, he's some kind of fucking descendant or something. Wilder's a steroid junkie. Keep hearing this Wilder steroid thing. Usyk didn't look special against Chisora at heavyweight. No, he didn't. But to be fair, he said that he was recovering from COVID. You guys didn't catch that, did you? Alexander Usyk informed people that he had COVID before he fought Derek Chisora. So he could have caught it and still trained. Usyk, Joe Joyce at one point looked like he was going in slow motion. Yeah. That was only Usyk's third fight. No, that was his second fight, not third. Because he fought Chaz Witherspoon first at heavyweight, then Derek Chisora. Then he fought Anthony Joshua twice. There you go, Jax Bean. And these days, any clean fighter is a stupid fighter. Smart fighters are using PEDS without getting caught. These days, any clean fighter is stupid. Damn, Daniel. Tell us how you really feel. Kurt is a very good heavyweight. Kosabuski. Zan Kosabuski is a very good heavyweight prospect from Kazakhstan. Wait, I got it. Babbitt versus Wilder would make one hell of a fight. Babbitt versus Miller. Oh, that would be a pretty good fight, though. I would like to see that. Babbitt dropped a video that he's in camp with Fury. Jumping Jack, hi from the UK. Counterpunch to you. So, we have watched a vid with Paul Butler today. He said, get only been random. You had test twice in 5 years. So it's easy for those guys to get away with that shit, ain't it? That's what you're saying. They ain't doing it enough. They're not consistent enough. Or Jarrell Miller versus Trevor Bryan. I would entertain. I mean, I would watch it, but if I had to pay for it, I wouldn't. Miller would be too heavy for Babbitt, in my opinion. Miller by KO. Miller's a big guy anyway, though, ain't he? That motherfucker's 340 pounds. Like 340. Jake Paul is going to need the juice versus the monster. Are they even like drug testing the Pauls? Are they even being drug tested? Paul Butler is going to need the juice monster. Bazo Man. But how Wilder used to fight opponents much weaker and smaller than himself, and then his use of rabbit punches, I think his triple losses to Fury. was just karma. No, I think it would have been karma if he would have used the same tactics to beat him with. He was going to lose anyway. It was just by Fury. Fury was able to do it before anybody else has. Yeah, out of his depth, but he has skills. Needs PEDS versus Enora, whatever that is. Well, Jarrell Miller versus Anthony Joshua is a fight that should happen to me. Love your content. I would love to see Miller back into the ring. God bless you and your channel. Maurice Hanna, counterpunch to you. Appreciate the encouragement words. But I think that fight should happen, though. If there's no other fight that's better, for obvious reasons, that fight should happen. You think Wilder has any more losses now that the Fury saga is done? Who knows, man? Alan Bavick versus Kubrat Pulev would be impressive next fight. Maybe. Miller has not impressed me in his return. Nah, they've looked like shit. But I mean, they supposed to look like shit. The constant praise of Wilder by some people shows how biased people are. A lot of them are casual fans, though. You have to understand. A lot of these guys that follow Wilder are casuals. I'm still not convinced Miller can be trusted in the training and stop the PEDS. That for always giving us. Thanks for always giving us good content. Ninja 38 _ MJ Wilson. Well, Miller should, if Miller gets popped with another drug, he should never come back to the sport again. Just forget about him. He can hang out with Louis Resto up in the Bronx, and they can sit back and talk about how they almost did something. Everybody wants to fight AJ now, as he ain't in no right state of mind. Well, he needs to get his mind right if that's the case. He needs to get his mind right. Big Pharmacy Miller should fight Ortiz. That would be a good fight, though, actually, because Ortiz can still bang. He just can't take shit. But then who knows if Jarrell Miller with his fucking 1,000 punching ass, with his light ass punches, I don't think he can hurt him. Can Miller wobble AJ counterpunch? Possibility, yeah. The question is, could he have done it the night he fought Andy Ruiz? If that was him instead of Andy Ruiz in there, could he be able to take those shots from Jarrell Miller versus Andy Ruiz? Bow! Catching it with the punch from the gods. Did you hear that Joyce has 5 times the bone density that the average man has? Yeah, I heard that. He's a fucking juggernaut. He's a mutant. That's why he stays quiet, because he doesn't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt him. I just want to knock him Spock out. Okay, there we go. Actually, I will just want to see Miller versus Joe Joyce. Yeah, feed him to Joe Joyce and see what Joyce does to him. Dude, that would be badass, though. Joe Joyce and Jarrell Miller. Miller versus Joyce. I mean, really think about it. Miller versus Joyce. Miller, for what we know, he has a good chin. But, we don't know that. He ain't got hit by the juggernaut. Man, okay, first of all, 270, 340. That's damn near 600 pounds coming at each other. AJ is looking weak. He should fight Fury, Joyce, or Wilder and before 2023. He ain't gonna fight no more this year, so that's over. Yeah, rugby team tested him. Of the juggernaut. Yeah, he hit me. It kind of tickled a bit. Deontay Wilder is established already. I would love to see Miller back in the ring with some money behind him. He could be one of the best again. Okay, Maurice. I hear you, Maurice. Parker should rematch Ruiz. I don't think Parker would want to do that, though. Who says he would want to do that? I mean, let's just be real. Any plans to come over to the UK to do some interviews and be at a fight? You know what? I'm trying to do that shit while it's warm. What are the warm months in the UK? Is it just like over here? Is like fucking December, January, February, March? Are those the coldest? Or do we have like some type of break? Because if you guys had like we're 70, 80 degree weather, I could do some interviews. I could go to some gyms, some local gyms where everybody hangs out and do some interviews, bro. That would be badass. But if it's cold and shit, man, I don't want to go. And I got another show in January. So I start later this month on prepping this show. And we start doing scouting in December, and we're going to film in January. So I'll be busy anyway. If Wilder runs from a Ruiz fight, then Ruiz should rematch Parker. Why not? Or fight somebody else. I'm tired of the rematches and shit. Like, I don't think any of these guys warranted anything. I think they've both been champions. You got the former unified champion, Andy Ruiz, versus the former WBO champion, Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker has fought Derek Chisora twice. He's fought and got stopped by the first time in his life by Joe Joyce. He's fought Dillian Whyte. He's fought Anthony Joshua. He's fought a lot of guys, man. You know, but I want to see him fight more. How about come over in June, July, or August? Okay, that sounds more like it. Guarantee AJ will stadium fight in June, May, June, July, best time. Wembley, where you at, baby? Where you at, baby? I'm back here in Wembley. It was a close fight, nothing special. That's true. Ruiz and Parker was a very close fight. I mean, a very close fight. Yeah, Ruiz punched up the weightlifter. That means Wilder will run from him. Nah. I just think Wilder doesn't really want that fight because Andy doesn't have really anything to offer him. Especially if he could get a fight with Usyk or if he could get a fight with Joshua. You know, because Joshua is okay. He doesn't have any belts, but he has that bread. He knows, you know, he can make about 30 million from or more from AJ. Or if they split it, you know, yeah. He's going to fight Anthony Joshua. He's not going to fight, he's not going to do that. He's not going to fight Andy Ruiz if he knows he can fight Usyk or Anthony Joshua. That's just an insult. That's just like saying, hey, man, would you like a prime rib? Or would you like a T-bone porterhouse? Or would you like a fucking sirloin? You know? I mean, seriously. I mean, let's look at, like, no. Eddie said early March for AJ return. Yeah, Ruiz punched up the weightlifter. I already got that one. Today I made 47. What up, bro? Michael Robinson Happy birthday to you, Michael Robinson. Everybody in the building, show some love to Michael Robinson. He's turned 47. 47, in fact, is a very important number for me because that's my old football number. 47 is in the house. Man, happy birthday to you, man. Happy birthday, Michael Robinson. Great. Wilder will beat Joshua and send him into retirement as a gym sweeper. Damn. Could you imagine Joshua? I love sweeping. It gives me humble. It keeps me humble. No, it just keep you on your ass because I was ready to knock you out. Hey, Juice and Jay. I'll take a sirloin smoke just right over them prime steaks. I know, right? But nobody, like, if you wanted prime steak, you don't want no fucking Funyuns. Nah, he's a sirloin. He's a sirloin. You know what I mean? He's not a New York strip. He's a sirloin. No problem, Michael Robinson. No problem at all. Come on over to the UK, dude. We'll start to GoFundMe page to get the GOAT reactor on our soil. I heard that. The GOAT. Not the GOAT. Wilder's best win is against the grandpa and Luis Ortiz. He can punch, though ain't gonna take that away from him. Should still take bodybuilding lessons from Joshua to build his leg muscles. Well, he shouldn't take leg muscles or anything from Joshua because Joshua's fucking up doing it. Oh! And then get in there and get fucking tired. I'm like, dude, wait. Stop. Calisthenics, stretching, flexibility, speed. You know, those are the things he needs. Samuel Marshall versus Hammer. The Crawford next fight should be on ESPN. Levy Tube, Kurt, what do you think happens if Fury versus Usyk fight? And can AJ be undisputed before retirement? It depends. Yes, AJ can be, but it'll be after everybody retires. He would have to fight somebody, though. But it depends on who wins between Usyk and Tyson Fury. See, if Usyk beats Tyson Fury, Usyk will probably retire. You know, he'd probably retire from that or take on Wilder. And then here's this. And it's all hard. It's a difficult path for AJ, either way it happens. Because, see, let's say Usyk beats Tyson. Then that gets Wilder off the hook from fighting Tyson, and he may fight Andy Ruiz, right? So he fights Andy Ruiz, knocks him out. Andy's out. So Andy's out, and Tyson's out. So Tyson's out for Deontay Wilder. Andy's out for Anthony Joshua. Now Anthony Joshua, okay, great. He can go and fight. Usyk can fight Wilder. If Wilder can take out Usyk, then AJ and Wilder can fight for undisputed. It would be Wilder AJ at that point, though. Imagine that shit. But then maybe would it be? Because, see, even though he would have every belt from winning and knocking out Usyk, the guy that stopped AJ, the money situation would come into play, and they would have to be on the zone. It would have to be. Because if it's not on the zone, you won't see an AJ Wilder fight, people. You won't see it. There's only one GOAT, and my mate, Sosko's painted it. No, whatever that is. Watching female boxing is now more entertaining. They can fight, bro. I just hate the 2-minute rounds for women's boxing. Why is it 2-minute rounds? Come on, man. That's just like saying, hey, yeah, ladies, you only have to do 5 push-ups when men have to do 10. Kurt, Luis Ortiz versus Danny Dubois. Who you got? You got to go with the younger guy. You got to go with Danny Dubois. I think Fury retires after sword. Tyson Fury's swan song, he ain't fighting Usyk. I don't want to fight the middleweight. Middleweight. I'm sparing you an ass whooping. I'm leaving. I'm retired from the sport of boxing. I've done everything that I can possibly do. Like, oh yeah, how so? I fought Derek Chisora a 3rd time. That's how I can justify my legacy. Nicholas and poor Joe Joyce is nowhere in all this. Yeah, it's bad. Joyce is going to have to start knocking motherfuckers out. He's going to have to keep doing it until they just get tired of looking at him. Yeah. His name is RSOSO. Okay. Oh yeah, but if he ducks Usyk, yeah, that'll. Nah. You probably start having them Steve Cunningham flashbacks. Love your impressions, bro. Brilliant. Brilliant! Brilliant, DeVille! Brilliant! If Usyk beats Fury and Wilder back to back, he's a GOAT. Yep. The best heavyweight of this generation. Because see, here's the thing. Why would he fight Joyce at that point? Kurt, do you think George Foreman's record will be beaten by someone the oldest heavyweight champ? Unless Vladimir Klitschko does it. Because I think Vladimir Klitschko is 45. When was he born? 46? 76? There you go. Kurt, how the fuck Usyk beat Joe Joyce in WSB? Can he repeat it again? Levy too. He did it just by, countering and spot, spot, spot. Every time Joyce came, Joyce did the same thing. That's what he did, and he never stopped. So Usyk just leaned with the jab, bow, followed right, slipped, bow, followed right, and danced all around him. That's exactly what he did. Usyk beats Joyce with his work rate. See, they both have high work rates, so it's going to be an exciting fight. It's going to be like Leo Santa Cruz taking on Abner Mares. Abner Mares was a very busy fighter against Leo Santa Cruz. He just wasn't accurate. See, Joe Joyce has to be accurate. The way he wears people down, he doesn't stop. And he's the accumulation of these blows because eventually he's landing somewhere on these guys. He's landing. And especially when these guys try to trade with him. You don't trade with Joe Joyce. You're not going to beat him that way. See, you trading with Joe Joyce only makes you fight his fight. And if you're fighting his fight, he's going to see what you're about. The only way you come out on top is that your game plan is the same as his game plan. Stay busy, wear him down. Don't get tired, let the other guy get tired. Does anybody think they should bring back 15 rounds in boxing? Listen, no. These guys are already too busy, bro. They're already too busy. They're already too lazy. Let's put it that way. They're already too lazy, so they don't want that. No. Duval versus Wiley. I don't know. Dubois versus Wiley. Hey man, you know that's a pretty good fight. Because see, the problem with Triple D This is not a Dominic Brazil. Triple D has the punching power to stop Whyte. And that more than likely will end up happening. Whyte is faster. I think Whyte is a slicker fighter. But if he tries to get too greedy or if he tries to get too aggressive, he's going to get caught with something that I don't think he can recover from. Wilder can't beat Usyk. He's too flat-footed for him, but he does have a higher chance of knocking the lights out of AJ if he does. Well, this could very well be the golden age of boxing, heavyweight boxing, if it's done right. See, having these bullshit fights with Tyson Fury, no, that won't work. Let's go to 50. I believe Otto Whyte can outbox Triple D, but can he do it all night without getting caught and hurt and dropped and then stopped? Otto, okay, if Wilder catches Usyk, then lights out. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Wilder got that power, man. You know, and you're talking about a fighter like Usyk. I think someone's put him down, but I think it's debatable if he really got knocked down or not. And that was punches where he came right to his stomach. Joshua is the biggest pseudo-intellectual in boxing history. Yeah, I learn as I get better. Win, lose, or draw. So I learned so much in there. I'm always learning. I didn't say I was perfect, but I'm learning. Triple G's only had one step-up fight, and he got stopped by a Triple J. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. As a UK boxing fan, I can see Wilder getting a belt back. He'll get one eventually, but from whom? Tyson Fury? Come get it, Jadalsa! I'll beat you again! Wilder, I can beat you every day of the week. I'm going to show the world that I can destroy you again. I know how to beat you, where to hit you. I will take you out, you Dalsa. J's are bigger than D's. That's why. Why Dubois got 3 D's? Daniel Dynamite Dubois. That's what it stands for. Lebby Tube. Kurt, do you think AJ is the biggest cash cow? Fans will decrease. If he keeps getting beat, he will. But if he wins his next fight, then the next one, it'll just be, well, hey, he got beat by 2 people and he avenged one. And it's only one guy that actually beat him. Just like Canelo, 2 people actually beat him. Actually 3, but officially 2. So, you know, he starts beating other guys and doing bigger things and all this. He's good. Joyce versus Ruiz. Be a good fight, though, because Ruiz will, you know, he throws those explosive combinations at Joyce, you know, but Joyce will time that shit. He might get caught, but then Joyce will boom, you know. That would be a war, though, bro. The war of the fat man with the good beard versus the juggernaut with a good beard. And, you know, Joyce is going to come right at him. I'm going to get you, Andy. Would love to see Wilder getting outclassed again in his time around by Usyk. Usyk will do it, but see, Usyk though, man, Usyk does more than outbox you. He also out-hustles you. You know, like he's a kind of dude, bro, that he did more than outbox Joshua. He out-hustled Joshua. He showed he was better than Joshua, sure. But he also showed, though, that he was also the guy that was more aggressive, the guy that had more hustle, the guy that took more initiative, the guy that answered the shots that, you know, because every so often, Joshua would, throw a hard shot. And, you know, you could tell, like, damn, that was a pretty hard shot that Joshua threw. But right after that, Usyk would show him, hey, I got big balls too. I can fight too. I can bang as well. So what Usyk started doing, Usyk starts, boom, boom, doubling up on those straight lefts, overhand lefts. You know, so Usyk, you know, he does more than just win. Okay, let me give you an example of somebody that outboxes you versus what Usyk does to his fighters. You want to see it? You guys want to show you guys want to know this? Let me give you a prime example. A person that outboxes his fighters is who? Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara, right? Erislandy Lara will outbox you. He'll step. Just outbox you. Usyk. You know, like, there's a difference. It's a difference. I like to see more footage of current top boys getting beat in the amateurs. Joyce getting beat in seconds was good. Upset a few Queensberry cheerleaders that did. Whyte is finished. Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte. Well, he's always kind of going to be one of those guys that I feel that second in demand, like second in command. He could be a good vice president. You know what I mean? But yeah, he'll never be that guy. You know? Michael Hunter. Yeah, Michael Hunter, yeah. I mean, and that was a good fight between Michael Hunter and Usyk. I think I'll watch it after this. AJ not the same fighter since Ruiz. One loss. Kurt, please send Bloom my Bloom messages. Okay. I didn't see him. You killed me with that, all right. Like, if I didn't see it, post it and send it again. Don't say, did you see my messages? Because I always see that message. Hey, did you see my messages? Obviously, I didn't. I didn't. AJ is finished too. Nah, AJ has too much money to be finished. People want to fight him. He's in demand. So if he's on his way out, and if he's falling, he's hitting every ugly stick on the way down. People are getting a piece of AJ because they know, hey, AJ stock is falling. Cash out now. Fight AJ now. At one point, they didn't want to do it because they were like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to fight him. What I want to do, I want the money like him. That's why I don't like him. But now he's starting to get beat. Fuck. Let's fight now. Shelly Finkel, you got to fight him, Deontay. You got to get this fucking money for him. He's vulnerable. He's a scared child. Fuck him and Eddie Hearn. Let's stick it where the sun don't shine. You right, Shelley. Let's take this shit so I can knock his ass out and get 50 million. That's it. I'm getting 5. Ooh, hilarious, man. Hilarious. Wilder only got 2 to 3 years left. So why would he fight Ruiz? He wants the big names. Now Joshua, Usyk, Fury for Wilder versus Ruiz. We would love to see it, but Wilder wants legacy and big paydays. I mean, about time. About time, shit. You know. Shelly Finkel looks like a mega mind. He is. Deontay, we're going to get the fight. I'm going to reach out to Eddie Hearn. I'm going to burn his email to the fucking ground. I'm going to blow him up. We're going to talk. Let's set an appointment. After Usyk, I'm starting to respect Michael Hunter. And what do you think about Lawrence Okolie? I think Lawrence Okolie is very dangerous. I think Michael Hunter's a better boxer than a lot of people give him credit for. I keep telling you guys, Michael Hunter and Alexander Usyk. Now, even though Usyk, I think that fight should have been stopped, honestly. Because Usyk hit him way too many times. But he was still in there trying to do his best. And for probably a good 10 rounds of that fight, fucking Michael Hunter was in there. He was in there right with Usyk. And he did a better job than Anthony Joshua did. You know? See, I think people got this all wrong. I think people think, oh, well, bigger guy is going to beat Usyk because he's smaller. Yeah, that's it. Tyson's going to beat him. I don't think Tyson beats Usyk. I think Tyson loses to Usyk. He gets upset by Usyk, and then the person that's going to beat Usyk is going to be somebody smaller and shorter. Or he just gets knocked out. You know, Wilder might catch him. To this day! Fury, the best. Hello, Kurt. Counterpunch to you. Pinky in the brain. Shelly in the wild and Wilder. Shelly the brain. Wilder, Shelly in the brain. Usyk versus Fury. Look, I'm trying to tell you that shit'll be a good fight. But like Tyson knows how to dig deep, though, bro. You fuck around with Tyson, it's Tyson, man. Usyk is too small. We in. Okay. Is that we win? To this day, Usyk will beat Fury. I think Usyk will beat Fury. And I think Fury knows that this guy's a tougher opponent than he lets on. He knows that. Do you Americans ever use the term knock spark out? It's very common in the UK. No, we use knock the fuck out. Knocked out cold. Out like a light. We don't use knock spark out like I'm gonna knock you spark out. I just hear it so much I use it all the time. You know what I mean? Fury beats Usyk. Fury the best. Counterpunch to you, but you have said a good big man can beat a big smaller man. That is correct. That is how it could go. You know, Fury could go in there, I beat the Dalsa. He was just too small. He tried. The little engine that could, but my big engine, I have a 350. He has a little 6-cylinder bullshit engine. Then I showed him, and when I hit the gas, I kicked his ass. Kick ass, Seabass! Fury gonna need more coke to beat Usyk. You guys seen Fury, bro, in that... Monday is the deadline. Monday is the deadline. Yeah, he was on that shit. That old lockjaw ass shit he was on. It was hilarious, bro. I seen that this morning. Usyk has no chance against Fury. We do use it after hearing Fury say it so much. Usyk will make Fury look clumsy. Well, we'll see. Hopefully. That shit was so funny. And I keep telling people, man, I was like, man, you notice Fury ain't in his seat? And then I was, hey, yeah, Huey, let's go, Dulce. Give me hey, come back here. Come, close the door. I have something. Let's go. Yeah, I have. Woo, kick ass, it is. Come on, get some, Huey. Don't fucking be scared of it. Come on, get some. Okay, enough of that now. Enough of that. Come on, let's go get some drinks, Huey. Let's go get some drinks. Then he got drinks. Hey, this is the Gypsy King. Hello, my boy. Hey, man, what's that on your nose? That's nothing. Don't work it out here. Dulce. Hey, Huey, let's finish this back. Let's hit it. Come. It's hilarious, man. Fury is on Coke, AJ is on Pepsi. I'm 18 stones. Oh. Fury's interviews different depending on what drug he's on at the time. Yeah, he was hyped, bro. He was too hyped to not be on a stimulant. Monday is the deadline. I'm stopping negotiations, you Dulce. You big Dulce. Shithouse. Sausage. Kurt, do Americans ever use the term knock spark out? No, they don't. That's why Huey can't fight. Hunter he can't shake that snot rocket. Tyson, let's give me some more. Hey, Huey, you're fucking taking all of it. You gotta slow down on that shit. One rail every 10 minutes. You fucking Dulce. Fury should avenge the loss of his baby baby Boo Parker, and fight Joyce. Yeah, he should. That's what Floyd Mayweather did to Marcos Maidana after Marcos Maidana beat up Adrian Broner. I think AJ brings heavyweight boxing from boring Klitschko and Fury. Well, that was a boring fight, but Tyson Fury's an entertaining fighter, though. He's an entertaining fighter to me. But back to AJ and Miller, bro. I think that fight should happen. I really think it should happen. I think it's unfinished business. I think Anthony Joshua never forgot the way he felt. Never forgot that guy that started cussing out Jarrell Miller. You take that guy versus you take the guy that threw those belts off the ring. That's the same fucking person. Guaranteed. Okay? So he was mad, and we've seen Anthony Joshua mad before we even really knew he was that mad. You a little bitch. Shut the fuck up. Come over there and say I'm gonna slap the shit out of you right now. Come over there, say I'm gonna slap the shit out of you right now. You can't tell me that's natural. I heard about you. Everybody know about you. Get the fuck out of here. I think Miller beats AJ. He needs an opportunity. It's a reckoning. Eddie will never give Miller a payday. No, he wouldn't. Hey, Eddie says these guys work for me. I work for these guys. Let AJ. I want the Jarrell Miller fight. Bloody hell, Eddie. I want the Jarrell Miller fight. He's talking shit. I want to talk. I can't. AJ, I can't. I want that fight. I can't. Anthony, I can't. Fucking hell. I want that fight. What's up, Kurt? I love to see this fight. That would be good. That would be very good. The Miller fight would ignite AJ's killer instinct because he hates Miller. Yeah. Big biscuit, crumping fish, eating, tea, drinking, faggot. Bet you got a little pecker. I bet you AJ got a little dick. Don't laugh at him, Mom. Jaw jacket. Jaw lock, definitely clean chain. Talked about me mom Eddie. Talk about me mom. Or a guy tried to extort money from me. He was like, I'm from the United States. He was like, yeah, because me and me mom. I said, me mom. Motherfucker, you are not from Chicago. Derek, where are you, Derek? Derek! Derek! How are you? How are you, Derek? I'm waiting for you, Derek! Kind of sound like Van Damme. Derek! Yeah. I am waiting for you, Chisora. I am waiting to kick you. Eddie, you work for me. You work for me, Eddie. I want to do Jarrell Miller fight. Give me the fat bitch so I can kill him. I want Madison Square Garden. I want you to make it happen, Eddie. If I was fucking Canelo, you would get up off your ass, Eddie. Make this shit happen. Call me back. If you're satisfied with this call, please hit 1. Hit 3 if you want to start over and record again. Eddie, I want this fight. I want Jarrell Miller. He's back. He's resurrected. He's like a resurrected piece of shit. And I'm ready to fight. I want this fight, Eddie. You work for me. You say everybody work. You work for them, so you work for me. I am the zone. I want Jarrell Miller. If it wasn't for Jarrell Miller, Eddie, I would be on top and I would be fighting Wilder for Undisputed. Fat ass Tyson Fury stole my opportunity, Eddie. If I was Canelo Alvarez. If you're satisfied with this call, please press 1. If you'd like to start over, please press 3. Eddie. Corey Nelson. Andy tried to fight Spong on Thriller. He tried to duck Ortiz. I want to fight Tyrone Spong. I want to fight him. I don't want to fight Ortiz. He scares me. Spanish is too fast. He's too aggressive. I am very Phil. What the fuck does that mean? I am very Phil what? This motherfucker don't even speak English, bro. Listen, bruv. Imagine AJ just bugging out and shit. Bruv. Listen, bro, I know, listen. He does all that shit. I'm like, stay still so I can punch you in your fucking face. He keeps moving. Kurt, can you take your top off? No, I can't take my top off, bud. I can take your top off. I am very Phil. Kurt do Wilder. Kurt's impressions of Ruiz is impeccable. Oh man, Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, man, he's no White. I can't fight him. I think he's a bitch. He's fat too, like me. He's just taller and black. I don't want to fight him. Fuck him and Eddie. Fuck his 4 million. I'll just say it's a lie. Kurt, you sounded like Rocky. You know Anthony Joshua be sounding like a British Rocky though at times. I'm 18 stone. I'm 18 stone. Right? I'm 18 stone. Ruiz sounded like a little hungry little boy. I'm always hungry, except for fighting Ortiz. Ortiz looked all old and shit. And he threw that fucking punch out of nowhere. Bow! He hit him. Dude, he hit my boy. Man, I'm thinking, bro, that I walked this earth like a god was gonna walk right through Ortiz because he was already dropping him. Yo, Adrian, I'm 18 stone. Let me show you my sword. What Derek Torn ACL wear? Chris Ariola's still hanging in there trying to fight AJ. Yeah, they want that payday, dude. Don't give a fuck how old they are. You ain't too old to come up. Tony Bell, you look good against Usyk. Look better against Usyk than AJ. No, I mean, that's Tony, though. Different weight class, man. Kurt, who wins? Daniel Dubois versus Tony Yoka. I haven't really seen Tony Yoka enough, man. I don't know. Derek ain't losing that money. Y'all want that money. Eddie, I think you should pay me more money. If you don't pay me more money, Eddie, I'm going to stop the fight. I'm not fighting. Man, Kurt, get up on stage. You fucking hilarious. Joshua, this is my stage, man. Stage right here, baby. Boxing critics, boxing impersonations, boxing news, boxing clues, boxing dues, bars. Let's go. Joshua, are you ready for the test, Wilder? Are you ready for fucking Wilder? I seen him fucking half hit this guy. I hit him, half hit him. He hit him. I'm ready for Wilder. I was ready to slap him around the ring, Eddie. His bullshit bald-headed manager didn't want him to take the fight, so it is what it is. John Skipper offered him so much fucking money, he still turned it down. You sure that 50 million was false? Oh, it was not. It was false. It was false. You sure, Eddie? You telling me the truth right now? Call him up from 258. Tell him to come over here. Chisora is beaten by Pulev. Can we call in with boxing impersonations? Yeah, you can. But when you call in with like I'm gonna have to set up like depends on the amount of time, and there have to be a certain like super chat that you must make in order to take a call. That's what everybody else does. Fuck it. Kirk, can you do Eddie Hearn? Not really. I hear this motherfucker all the time. He's kind of like, you know, we want that fight. We want Anthony Joshua. Canelo wants to fight everybody. He's just that type of guy, and I'm a fanboy, so. Kurt, I would love to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Me too. Four-belt cruiser king win all heavyweights out of the top 5 automatically. Chisora Fury is off. Chisora pulled out. Nah, don't say that shit. Don't say Chisora pulled out. Don't say that. Don't say nothing like that, Connor Bonner. It's not funny. Now I have to check. No, I don't see him. No. Nah, he's not. You're just bullshitting. Chisora is the GOAT. Calm down, you Malteser. Jack Smith says Chisora beats everyone. Chisora never lost. Okay. All right. He said he will fight if he gets paid more. He did. Eddie. Nah, that's not even Eddie's call. That's like Tyson, listen. You need to give me more fucking money. You know we're gonna make a lot of money. I need more money. I need more of a guarantee. If you don't give me a guarantee, Tyson, the fight is not going to happen and you're going to be forced to rape AJ. You're going to have to take AJ down. Because I want more money. Eddie Hearn just loves money. He does. Everyone loves Del Boy. I don't know if he will come willingly, Tyson. So I think you're going to have to do what you have to do. Chisora's next opponent is someone in a retirement home. No way Derek will lose a chance at that money he signed. He come in back broken. My back was broken like Mike Tyson. It was spinal, man. Spinal. You had a broken cock, man. I broke my wife's hip, but in the meantime, I broke it. It's healing. I told her to leave me alone. I pleaded with her, but she just insisted on it. I actually would like Chisora versus Areola. That would be a pretty good fight, actually. Wileen versus Wilder. Nah, Wilder, knock him out quick. He'll hit, that southpaw at that? No. Wileen would give Wilder a hard time. I don't know. I think Wilder would give him a hard right hand to the face and knock out Wileen altogether. No cap. Chisora, I want more money, Eddie. Tell Anthony to give more money or I'm going to let Tyson seek him. So I think Tyson really wants him. He really fancies him. Yes, it will be good, Kurt. Absolutely, man. But I think also it would be good, more intriguing, more entertaining, more interesting would be Anthony Joshua taking on Jarrell Miller, Madison Square Garden, over in the US of A. Anthony reunites with Robert Garcia, comes over here and trains for Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller then starts a random drug test immediately, like I think he's already on. And he should settle for $4 million, plus a 5% upside or some shit like that. Cut it in half and make sure he's clean throughout and let the games begin. Okay? Frank Sanchez versus Kubrat Pulev next would be interesting. Yeah, I would see that. I think that's a step up for Frank. Derek Chisora just did that war with him. Should be a good fight, especially with somebody with a tricky jab like Pulev has. He's an explosive jab, but not an explosive anything else. So, I would like to see that for Frank. Get Frank in there with him and see what Frank can do with him. Let's see what kind of magic and style and how they match up together. But guys, again, I think that Anthony Joshua, Jarrell Miller would have to be one of those fights that never happened that should happen. If we don't get Deontay Wilder versus Joshua, if we don't get Anthony Joshua versus anybody that's significant, I don't want to see a Ruiz 3. I want to see him fight Jarrell Miller, a guy that he's never fought before, a guy that he doesn't like, a guy that he vowed to fuck up and turn into a surgeon and fuck his face up. That particular guy. I would want to see him and Jarrell Miller get it on because Jarrell Miller has a score to settle. Jarrell Miller believes that he can beat Anthony Joshua, and I know Anthony Joshua has real true malice for Jarrell Miller. The buildup would be insane. If they fought in Madison Square Garden, it will all be the same. Bars, it would sell out within maybe 2 hours. And Anthony Joshua would once again have his opportunity to come back to Madison Square Garden to redeem himself with the chosen fighter that he actually originally wanted to fight. Of course, I'm shutting this live stream down right now. I thank everybody for showing up. God bless each and every one of you. Be careful today. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace!